Hey, what's up everybody? You're here with Alex, I've been Sky88, and we have the Charvel DK24 HH in Matte Frost Blue. So before diving deep into this guy, I just wanted to let you guys know this isn't my guitar. This is actually a buddy of mine's who he purchased this from musiciansfriends.com about a week ago, and he wanted me to do a setup on it, and I offered to do it in exchange for borrowing the guitar and being able to review this. So this is part of Charvel's Pro Mod series. This features a alder body, features two Seymour Duncan pickups, so you have a full shred in the bridge and an Alnico 2 in the neck. Along with the controls, you have two EVH low friction pots, a no load tone control here. So if you don't like tone, just pop it up to 10. It actually kind of locks into place, so you have to put a little bit of pressure in order to engage it to use your tone potentiometer. Has a 5-way selector switch and a series and parallel selector switch right there. This also features a Goto 510 tremolo system. This also features a screw-in type of tremolo arm. So if you'd like to adjust your height, go ahead and screw it in to however position you'd like it. And then if you want it very loose or if you want the arm really tight, there is an adjustment right behind the tremolo arm with an Allen key adjustment. So this features Charvel's speed neck. It is a 25.5 scale length. It is a compound radius, so you have 12-inch to 16-inch here, so it's pretty round to super flat for shredding. Caramelized maple neck. You have your pearloid dots here, and on the side you have your Luma inlay side dots. The R Jumbo nickel frets. You have a Graphtec Tusk XL nut and Charvel branded locking tuners. You got your truss rod wheel at the end here, and the neck is reinforced with graphite, so it's super stable. They finished the neck with a wipe-on polyurethane, so it feels really nice and natural with no stick whatsoever. And the sides are rolled off, so you don't have any sharp edges on each side of the fretboard. When you look at the back, you have Charvel's shredder's heel cut, they call it, with a nice bevel right here at the lower horn for easy access to the 24th fret and for easier playing. And then lastly, you have the beveled output jack here. It is in like your standard Stratocaster style output jack. So for the price of $949.99, you don't get anything else with the guitar. There's no case or hard case included, but that gives you the option to accessorize it with either the Charvel hard case or the soft case that they have provided, or with a gig bag of your choice. Now, the only thing that my friend did was just tune it up and played with it for a little bit, and then he gave it directly to me to kind of see what I thought about it and just to set it up to his personal specs. So right now it is set up to standard tuning, 9-42 with D'Addario NYXLs. I didn't really have to do much with the intonation as it was pretty good. The only thing I did was lower the action to check out the frets and see how they were at the action that he preferred. It's just under a millimeter, measuring from the 13th fret from the high and the low strings here. Just the way how I kind of measure and set my action up. Upon inspection, the thing I did notice was that the frets, they felt like they weren't 100% finished. What I mean is that every time you would perform any kind of bends, it would feel just a little bit scratchy. So what I did before I replaced the new strings was I took it off and I just gave it an overall fret polish just once over, and that was more than enough for it to get back to the super like glassy, like smooth finish and feel. The edges were actually really nice, so they do roll off the edges, so it feels more of like a worn-in guitar. So there was no fret sprout whatsoever, which was really great. I didn't have to do any fret work. And upon inspecting it, especially with the high frets, like I've had with a lot of other guitars in the past with brand new guitars, is that usually there are some imperfections with fret leveling done when you get the action really low. And really surprisingly, this has no problems whatsoever. So the only thing I had to do was literally just polish the frets and it's good to go. I didn't have to do any fretwork on this guy whatsoever besides that. Now the pickups are pretty nice. The Seymour Duncan Full Shred, it's a pretty high output pickup, but it will clean up once you roll down the volume, so it's very sensitive to how you play. Very clear. It's very punchy, especially in the high gain. You don't lose like the low end. The mid range stays really pronounced as well. As far as the Alnico 2, it's a great pickup, especially for blues or if you're just playing some really nice lead stuff. It features a 5-way selector switch. So in position 1, you have the bridge. Position 2, it's going to use the outer coils. Position 3 uses both humbuckers. Position 4 will use the inner coils, and then position 5 is all neck. The position downward, you have the series engaged, and then when you switch it up, you have the parallel engaged. More or less, you just lose a little bit of output with it being in parallel versus series with full output. So with that, it gives you a variety of 10 different sounds. Honestly, in high gain settings, you won't hear that much of a difference, but when you go into the clean settings and mid gain, that's when you're going to hear more of the pickup changes. So the Godot 510 bridge is pretty cool. It does stay in tune relatively well, depending on what your needs are with this trem. If you try to abuse it like a Floyd Rose, that's when you're going to have some problems, regardless of what you say, because it's just not a double locking system, and it's not really meant to do that kind of acrobatic features. But it does have the flutter effect if you set it up correctly, and it does stay in tune fairly well. I found that the length of the bar is a little bit shorter than I'm used to. Like the ones that are on my Ibanez Edges, They do extend about an inch longer than these tremolos, so it feels kind of like a little baby trem. And not to mention the actual diameter of the trem material is actually just slightly thinner than what I'm used to. So it does take some time if you're used to like tremolos of Ibanez or even Floyd Rose systems, but it does feel pretty comfy after you've played with it for quite a while. As far as the Charvel speed neck goes, it feels really comfortable in the hand. With the compound radius, it feels really smooth. As far as playing chords, all the way down to playing your cool solos here. It almost feels like your RG Wizard neck or your original Jackson Soloist kind of neck profile. It's really nice in the hands where you don't feel like it's too thin and it's not too big. So it's a good in-between, and I recommend trying it out. The biggest compliment I would have to say goes to the configuration of the shredder's cut heel here. It's very, very, very smooth, almost seamless, as if you're almost playing like a neck through constructed guitar. So with the cutout in the angle that it is, it's really nice. The only thing that I would have to say for players who like to play crazy extended range kind of licks for who knows why, you're going to have a little bit of a problem with this because of the cutout. It's not as wide as some other manufacturers do produce, so your wrist will bump into that horn right there. So if you're trying to do something like a double octave where you're trying to hit from the 12th to the 24th fret, it's not going to be really possible with this guitar unless you do something like you go over the hand or something crazy like that. But just for those kind of players, I just wanted to address that you will have a fairly difficult time trying to perform those kind of stretches on this guitar. So those of you who are very particular about their guitar finishes, I do warn you that it is a matte finish, so the more you play it, the more that your hands and your oils will rub into the guitar, the more you'll actually get shiny spots, and it's just something that is unavoidable with a matte finish guitar. Also too, you might find some bumps or maybe even some imperfections in the paint just due to the fact that they're not going through the final buffing and clear coat finish processing on these guitars. If that's something that you don't like, they do have this finish in a gloss black as well. So that wraps it up for this review. Overall, I do enjoy this instrument, and I do recommend you guys trying it out for yourselves. If you do have the cash, I do believe that it is a good value for the money. For $949.99 plus tax, it's just shy under $1,000. If I did leave anything else out of the video involving this guitar, let me know down in the comments below so then we can discuss it, fight over or whatnot. And hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, and hit the notification bell just so then you'll know when I do post any more videos. Now that I do have more time because of the situation that we are in right now, I'll try to post more videos. If you do have any more requests for any other guitars or Ibanez's, let me know down in the comments below, and like the video. Until then, you guys keep safe at home, and we'll see you in the next video.